G'day everyone and welcome back to Two Bakers of Boston. In today's video we are visiting the Megalithic Temples of Malta. Now these were inscribed by UNESCO back in 1980, being the original two temples of Ggantija, located on the island of Gozo in Malta. And in 1992 a further 5 megalithic temples were included within the inscription. We had the opportunity to visit a number of these temples when we visited in May of 2025. The Temple of Hagar Qim was the first temple that we visited with this inscribed site. It's located a short distance outside of Valletta itself, and we travelled there via the local bus. I think it's €1.50 one way. Entry to the site itself was €6 per adult through a small ticket office itself. Lead you to the site. It's self-guided information around the site itself. We actually use this visit to also visit a separate inscribed site of Tarxien Hypergym. I haven't covered this off in this particular video or another, as there's no photography or videos on that particular site itself. And for those that are looking at travelling here, make sure you book the Hypergym at least 3 to 4 months in advance, as visiting on the same day. The next available visit for this particular site was about 2 months away, so it's one of those locations you can't drop into to visit, unlike Tarxien itself, where there's no booking required. A quick summary of the temples themselves are that the two temples of Ggantija on the island of Gozo are notable for their gigantic Bronze Age structures, and the temples on Malta of Hagar Qim, Mnajdra and Tarxien are unique architectural masterpieces given the limited resources available to the builders. The temples of Hagar and Skorba complexes show how the tradition of temple building was handed down in Malta, and these last two are not included in this video as we did not visit these locations at all. The second lot of temples that we visited were Hagar Qim and Mnajdra. Both of these temples are located within the same archaeological park itself, a €10 entry fee, and you can visit them via public bus again from Valletta, again €1.50 one way. It takes about an hour and a half to get there, and you can spend about 2.5 to 3 hours at this particular archaeological park itself. This archaeological park, containing both temples, has a much more substantive museum in which you could immerse yourself in for at least an hour, getting the historical background of both these temples itself. Also contains a number of artefacts that have been uncovered on both these sites. Interesting enough, visiting both these temples, the first temple of Hagar Qim seem to contain the most tourists, and it appears that particularly if you're on a tour, the tourists only visit this particular one temple and the museum, leaving the Temple of Mnajdra, which is located a further 500 metres further down towards the coast, making it a much more pleasant visitor experience, particularly for me, away from a lot more crowds. But both temples were just beautiful to wander through. Our last temples visited was part of a day trip to the island of Gozo from Valletta itself. These are the Ggantija Temples, the original inscribed site. Again, a small entry ticket office with a small museum, €10 entry, and we spent about an hour and a half on this particular site itself. What we found as a visitor to the Megalithic Temples of Malta was the protection of the site still allowed a great deal of access by visitors to these sites, where you walk through the sites themselves. Obviously some areas of the sites are roped off where you cannot walk into, but certainly in preserving the site themselves, they've made as much as they can available to visitors to really explore and walk through these wonderful sites. We really hope you've enjoyed our video of the Megalithic Temples of Malta, in which we visited 4 of the 6 locations and where these temples are located. These are some of the oldest freestanding monuments of the world, and they certainly were awe-inspiring to visit. We hope to see you at our next UNESCO site in another video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you then.